I'm standing right across the street from the Ali Rice Memorial, who was killed right here in front of this intersection. As you can see, there's a notable lack of cameras, and many attribute that to the cause of her death. The Paige Rice Initiative is hoping to push more new high-tech cameras around areas just like this one, and hopefully bring more crimes like this to justice. Would you believe me if I told you that techniques just like that one could actually cause me the same amount of risk as getting tackled by a 300-pound lineman? But speaking of freshmen, it is the first day of anti-bullying week. So if you are a practicing pacifist, then please look away.
It's time for the Yaks of the Week.
This week's is going to be y'all. What the H are we going to do when Ocarina Guy graduates? He brightens my day every single time. In second place, this state would be perfect if the climate were good, the scenery were completely different, and the entire population died.
LSU student Ali Rice lost her life to gun violence in September. She was shot and killed in her car on Government Street in Baton Rouge. Ali's father, Paul Rice, says his family struggles to find closure as they wait for answers.
Our family's been destroyed by this. You know, it's been 2 months now, and there's been no peace. And it's not just a sadness thing. I mean, it affects our ability to operate on a daily basis.
Rice says there is a major issue preventing Ali's killer being brought to justice.
It's one of the problems that we're seeing through this investigation right now, that, you know, we hear people have information, but they're scared to talk.
One community organization that addresses problems like these is Together Baton Rouge. Jennifer Carwall is one of the organization's volunteers.
We do have the ability to say, okay, let's have a meeting with the community and with BRPD. Let's bring the police in. Let's talk about what are the issues. Is it that when they come in the neighborhood and they ask for people as witnesses, nobody comes forward? Then how can we make a safe way for people to come forward?
Together Baton Rouge is taking big steps to improve the city. They can't do it without the help of community members. Rice believes the key to making a change is getting people to care about the issue.
You know, I live here in Ascension Parish, not in East Baton Rouge, and it's very easy to say this is not our problem, this is a Baton Rouge problem, but it is everybody's problem.
Kathy Tolliver lost her grandson in April when he was shot and killed by a stray bullet while he was sleeping.
As an end result, my grandson was murdered because the gun violence continued.
Cases like Ali and Devon's are not uncommon in Baton Rouge. Louisiana's capital city has already reported 82 homicides this year, a vast majority of which are gun-related.
We want to bring change, and you don't have to wait for it to come to you. Get up and take the initiative to do something yourself. That's what I did.
Tolliver has been leading an initiative to get the community involved in stopping gun violence since her grandson's death. Tolliver organized an event called The Table is Spread.
Today was carved out for victims of gun violence, families who are victims of gun violence, those who are first responders. It was a day of hope.
Devon and Ali's murders are among a large number of unsolved homicides. Clay Young helped launch a project to get more cameras installed around the city, named in honor of both Devon and Ali.
Similar to what you see above my head here, are a new way of us being able to both capture the people who perpetrate crimes in our city and hopefully deter others from committing crimes.
The Baton Rouge Police Department says the lack of security cameras in the city contributes to this problem.
I'm standing right across the street from the Ali Rice Memorial, who was killed right here in front of this intersection. As you can see, there's a notable lack of cameras, and many attribute that to the cause of her death. The Paige Rice Initiative is hoping to push more new high-tech cameras around areas just like this one, and hopefully bring more crimes like this to justice.
Chief Murphy Paul is optimistic about the new technology, but he knows it'll take more than just cameras to solve the crime problem.
This isn't just a police issue. It's a community issue, and how we have to work together. We have to learn to come together to continue working on those socio-economic issues that are, that's related to crime.
Tolliver and Rice hope their losses push the community to be proactive in the fight to stop gun violence.
My message is, until it happens to you, you don't get involved. Until it happens to you, you don't say anything. And we're trying to prevent this from happening to your child.
You got to come out of your bubble someday. You know, what happened to Ali could have happened to anybody.
For Tiger TV, I'm Tyler Johnson.
Would you believe me if I told you that techniques just like that one could actually cause me the same amount of risk as getting tackled by a 300-pound lineman? Cheerleading is a sporting event staple, with cheerleaders being present on almost all football, basketball, and LSU baseball games. Because of this, the risk of injury for those tumblers tends to be higher, and the more they practice, the more risk they pose to themselves. LSU cheerleader Stafford Agee has seen his fair share of time on the field, but also his fair share of injuries throughout his career.
I have experienced several injuries from cheerleading. My first injury was actually a concussion. I was actually learning how to tumble in high school, and then I'm currently dealing with a knee injury.
Agee believes that injuries not only affect the life of a cheerleader, but also their life as a student.
Well, I have to go to rehab and treatment at least twice a week, so that's really added, more things onto my schedule on top of practice and class and all that. And it's kind of limited me to what I can do in cheer.
According to a study by the National Center for Catastrophic Sports Injury Research, collegiate cheerleading was the cause for 70.5% of all female fatal injuries and 65.2% of high school females' injuries. LSU, however, is aware of this problem, and according to Agee, work hard to ensure these students are in top performance as soon as possible, working with them through multiple organizations such as physical therapy and rehab. LSU cheer isn't the only cheer squad that will experience these injuries. Lauren Julian discusses the injuries that she has experienced while working for Universal Cheer Association.
Yes, I've dislocated my shoulder 2 times while cheerleading, mainly during stunting.
LSU has worked hard to ensure that their athletes get the best help possible. With an ever-expanding staff of athletic trainers and clinics, injuries are treated quick and effectively. Though this risk may continue to be at the top of the list, those who are dedicated to the craft continue to flip, tumble, and jump until they land that stunt. For Tiger TV, I'm Tyler Johnson.